Hello, Degens! Welcome to Degenerate Takes PGA Tour Championship. Best bets, locks, Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the perfect one, AJ, and joining me, as always, is the man with the numbers, the sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond. All hail the king of the links, the money train, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, how the hell are you doing today, bub?
AJ, I'm fantastic, man. I think we might get the bets right this week, where I don't even need to take my Saturday Sunday
Ooh.
flyer, which has been, I think, 9-0 this golf season when I've done so. Um, if you count last week, I did take a split bet last
You
week on
did take a
Cantley
split
and
bet.
and Shoffley.
But that's a respectable one. I feel like that's like, you had two birds in the hand, so you just took both of them and you didn't just leave one hanging.
Yeah, it just depends on how you look at it, right? Like, do you count that as a win and a loss, or do you just count that as another win because they were both over plus 200, so it was still a cash opportunity. I still
Yeah.
made money on that. I consider it one bet. I tag him into one, tie him into one rather. Um, I don't know. I'll probably do it again this week. It might be one of the guys I bet on anyways to win, and I might just double down.
Hey, you might get a good number late into the event. You never know.
I'm kind of bummed the PGA season is coming to an end, but I'm really going to enjoy
Yeah.
the hell out of this FedEx Cup championship.
Bro, so am I. I honestly can say this is the first year I am actually upset that this is the last week of PGA golf for the rest of the season. And we do have Live next week. We can get into that later, but who gives a shit? We're talking about the real playoffs right now. We are talking about the real championship right now, Noah. And before we get into all the details and everything, we would not be a real sports show. I mean, we're barely a real sports show, but we would really not be a real sports show if we didn't mention, excuse me, I can speak, I promise. Will Zalatoris does withdraw from the event due to two herniated discs that seem to have been hampering him for a while now. Obviously, he did win the St. Jude. That set him up really nicely to go into this final weekend. Honestly, Noah, just heartbreaking seeing our boy Zalatoris, finally get his first win and then having to withdraw just a couple weeks later.
Yeah, and it seemed like he had just figured out his putting too, which would make him very dangerous to try to win. But yeah, two herniated discs. You're not playing with two herniated
No,
discs,
you're not.
and
Unfortunately not. No,
I
honestly,
think
sorry.
I think he withdrew from the President's Cup as well.
Yeah.
So seems like he's going to take this whole off season to make sure his back is correct, and rightfully so. I think that's the correct decision for him to make. So,
And hey,
it does change the scope of things a little bit with him sitting at third in the FedEx Cup
yeah.
standings,
Yeah, that one does hurt.
and
Honestly,
we'll get into that.
no, absolutely. We'll get into that in a minute. He was like I had him in so many bets and so many parlays that I made yesterday. I didn't submit them, but just taking a look at what they would look like and stuff, and so to have him not there anymore is absolutely devastating. But I found other things to bet on, Noah. Don't you worry. We are running into something that we have not ran into before here on Degenerate Takes, and that is two different ways to bet this event, with strokes and without strokes. Noah, I have been covering the PGA all season with you, and you've been telling me about the strokes and everything, and I am still fucking confused, honest to God. What the hell's going on? Who gets how many strokes off, and how are we betting this today? Because I got bets for both, but...
So coming into the tournament, Scheffler will be 10 under.
Wait, so starting day one, before he even hits a shot, he is already 10 under.
Correct.
Damn.
Cantley being in second will be 8 strokes under par. Zalatoris was going to be 7 under, but because of the withdrawal, that is null now.
No,
Xander
so
Schauffele,
so they're not bumping him up. They're just nulling that one out.
no, they don't bump up anybody else.
Wow.
So everybody still stays where they are. Xander Schauffele, 6 under par to start. Sam Burns, 5 under par. Cam Smith, Rory McIlroy, Tony Finau, Sepp Straka, and Sung J M all starting at 4 under.
There we go.
John Rahm, Scott Stallings, JT, Cam Young, and Matt Fitzpatrick all starting at 3 under. And you got Homa, Hideki Matsuyama, Jordan Spieth, Joaquin Niemann, Victor Hovland all starting at 2 under. Morikawa, Billy Horschel, Tom Hoagie, Corey Connors, Brian Harmon starting at 1 under, and KH Lee, JT Poston, Sahith Theegala, Adam Scott, and Aaron Wise all starting even par.
Dude, not bad. I'm a big fan of that. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of effed up though. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know other people have been outspoken about not liking it, but hey, you play really well all fucking year. You should be rewarded, in my opinion.
I love the format.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's why the format is what it is and why it works is because if you play better than most of your competition all year, you should have an advantage. You know, because whoever wins this event wins the FedEx Cup. You know, you don't like, for example, like the NFL, you can't just be shitty all year, make the playoffs, rattle off like 5 or 6 wins, and then win the Super Bowl because you went 2-14 and they're 2-15 in the regular season. Like, that's not how it works. And obviously it's a little bit apples and oranges here, but I think it works out perfectly. You know, you reward the guys who played better all season by giving them an advantage in the final event to win the trophy, which money-wise, this event's worth like 3 to 4 times a normal week's event. I think it makes perfect sense. Like, if you played better all season, like you play the way Scheffler did all season, he should get to start with that advantage.
Yeah.
And granted, the last 2 weeks, the events were worth about 4 times the points that a normal event is worth, because they were playoff events, but still, I think Scott Stallings becoming maybe the first, I think he was the first player ever to play his way from outside in each of the first 2 weeks of the playoffs. So
Damn.
Shout out to him.
Shot at.
But yeah, like, yeah, you can look at this and be like, okay, well, there's only like a handful of guys that even have a legitimate chance at winning this, but that's how it should be.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. No, I am 100% with you. You play well all season, you should get a benefit. It's like getting a week 1 bye. You know what I mean? Not every team plays in the first week in any playoffs because they have buys, because they were the best of the league. They get that advantage. It's the same thing. They can't give these guys a bye because they play events every weekend. And so I'm fine with it. The strokes are important, though, because we will be betting this 2 ways, at least I will. One market is going to be with strokes and one will be without the strokes, and so playing as if it's a normal PGA event. Noah, we can't do top 20s because there's only 30 left. We can't do cuts because there's only 30 left. You want to get into our top 10s, bud?
Yeah, and I might have changed my mind, AJ. I think I only have three picks with the strokes, but without the strokes, so just their pure score for the 4 days on the weekend. I do think I have a couple.
Hell yeah, brother.
AJ, let's hear your top 10 picks. Are we starting with, or we're starting without the strokes, right?
So we're going to do top 10 without, top 10 with. We should have obviously talked about this in our pre-production meeting, but you know, we're working on it. So my top 10 without the strokes, I'm going to start without the strokes. I got Sung J M and the top 10 at plus 110 and Cam Smith at plus 110. I just think that's just such a solid value, especially when you're seeing a lot of, minus 250s, minus 300s and stuff in those top 10s. Go ahead, and that's where I'm going to, find the value. And Sung J M and Cam Smith have both been playing incredible golf. I don't see why they can't be in the top 10. And now top 10 with strokes, I'm still looking for value, bro. I'm still looking for value. Don't you worry.
It's a little hard to come by with the strokes.
Oh,
but
is it with Sung J M at minus 110?
Yeah.
I think that is value as hell. With the strokes, give me Sung J M minus the 110. And then for a little bit of action, just because I like to get my blood pumping when I gamble, go ahead and give me Spieth at plus 150 with the strokes to make the top 10. You're going to see a theme here, Noah, in a couple picks, and you're absolutely going to hate it. So I'm rolling with it. You want to go ahead and go with your top 10s?
Yeah. Well, I got no top 10s with the strokes, but my 2 without the strokes, I'm going to take Joaquin Niemann at plus 150, Cam Young at plus 160. I would take Cam Smith, but he makes me, he sat out last week with an injury.
I know.
It makes me nervous. Obviously, in our show yesterday, I mentioned Cam Smith and Will Zalatoris both worried me. I didn't get fully into my bets, but I did mention that the two of them were worrisome to me because of
Yeah.
the injuries. Obviously, then shortly after, a short 8 to 10, 12 hours after, then we got Zalatoris withdrawing. So I won't put any bets on Cam Smith. I
Okay.
think he's getting really inflated odds because of the uncertainty of that injury. But I just can't do it.
And that's why I'm jumping on it. No, what do you? So I'm sorry. Who again? Do you have your top 10?
So top 10 without the strokes.
Yeah.
I like Joaquin Niemann at plus 150, Cam Young at plus 160, and then Matt Fitzpatrick at plus 100.
Ooh, okay. I like Matt Fitzpatrick. That's a name that might pop up on my card a little bit later. Gotta love Fitzmagic, even in golf. You gotta love it. But no, I'm going to my top fives without with the strokes for my top five. I got John Rahm at plus 190. I like the way he's been playing golf the last couple weekends. Excuse me. If he can just figure it out, play clean golf, he'll be fine. He will be fine, and he can make the top five. And then I'm going yet once again Cam Smith with the strokes at plus 275. I really think he's going to have a weekend, Noah. I understand with the injury and everything, but when I see odds like this on a guy like Cam Smith, I'm going to jump all over it, injury or not. I know the risk I'm taking with that. And then for my top five without the strokes, I'm going Jordan Spieth at plus 300, Hideki Matsuyama at plus 550, and my personal favorite bet of the weekend, top five without the strokes, Sahith Theegala at plus 650 for him to go have himself a little bit of a weekend, and top five without the strokes.
Interesting. 2/3, at minimum, 2/3 of these golfers are so good.
Yeah.
And these lines are so narrow.
So narrow, bro.
That I am not fucking around with any top five bets.
Wow.
Not a single one.
Wow.
Without the strokes.
Okay, fair enough. What do you got with the strokes, bro?
With the strokes, I got a couple of beautiful ones that I like. Maybe my biggest lock of the week, given where the line is at for it. This is probably my favorite bet. Maybe not my biggest lock, but my favorite bet of the week. Xander Schauffele to finish top five with the strokes. Keep in mind he's starting 6 under.
Yeah.
He's got a whole slew of guys. Well, he's only got Sam Burns 1 stroke behind him, but he's got a whole slew of guys 2 to 3 strokes behind him. Like a whole lot of them. But Schauffele's getting minus 135 to finish top 5. And with Zalatoris withdrawing, he's starting 3rd. So he'll be 2 strokes behind Cantley and 4 strokes behind Scheffler. But I really like the way Schauffele's been playing the second half of the season. Last week, not quite enough to get it done, but played pretty damn well last week.
Fucked up a parlay of mine.
I think that's, like I said, not my lock of the week, but my favorite, given where the line is. Favorite bet of the week, Schauffele, minus 135.
Love it.
I'm also probably going to take Rory.
Okay, with the strokes.
With the strokes to finish top 5, plus 140. And then Tony Finau at plus 225 to finish top 20 or to finish top 5 with the strokes.
You've been burned by Finau a couple weeks in a row now. That doesn't concern you?
I've been burned by Finau 1 week.
Yeah, but it's more dramatic if I say a couple.
So if we go back and look at the last 5 weeks, AJ, I've there's 1 money on Tony Finau, 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 and then lost a bet on Tony Finau, that 5th one. So 4 out of the last 5 times I've bet on Finau, it's okay. So, let's not bring recency bias into this just because. And let's keep in mind, he really fucked himself this past week by having a 5 or 6 over round, either Thursday or Friday. I forget what it was. Still worked his way up into having an okay finish. I still love the way Tony Finau's playing, so I'm running him with top 5 there.
Fair enough. No, you got any outrights?
AJ, funny you should mention. I again don't have a single outright without the strokes because I mean, you can get some good juice on those, but like we've got all the best golfers here. Really, anybody could win outright. Not anybody, but 15 out of the 30 of these guys could win outright, in my opinion. It would just be, it's like throwing darts.
Excuse me.
Covering your eyes and throwing a dart at the dartboard.
Oh, absolutely.
For who's going to win. And so I'm not in the money losing business. I'm in the money making business. But I do have the most genius bet for you.
Let me hear it.
Guaranteed, not going to be a huge money maker, but it's guaranteed to make you some money. AJ and I personally do not back this guarantee. This is
we never back any of our bets. We are not financial advisors whatsoever. We are degenerates who like talking on a microphone.
But I have a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for you.
Let me hear, bud.
With the strokes, Scotty Scheffler getting 225, Cantley getting plus 300, and Schauffele getting plus 550.
Okay.
Bet equal amounts on all of them.
Guaranteed to make money.
If any of the three win,
guaranteed to make money.
You make money. And, obviously, small fraction profit if Scheffler wins.
Yeah.
Up a unit if Cantley wins. But, you bet a unit on each of the three of them. Schauffele wins, you're up, what? 2.5 units?
Yeah.
3.5 units?
That's not too bad.
And you could go ahead and increase that to a multiple unit bet on each of them. Guarantee is not the right word because I'm not going to guarantee anything because then I'm going to have people coming at me if it doesn't hit and like, what the fuck? I am severely confident that one of the three of them wins this with Zalatoris withdrawing. I am very confident Scheffler, Cantley, or Schauffele wins. Probably Scheffler or Cantley, but I think Xander Schauffele's got an outside chance. There's maybe a hair of a chance that like Rory has an incredible weekend and wins, but I think it's a very safe bet to make some money there to bet even amounts on all three of those guys. And you could even split it up.
Yeah, you could.
Bet a little heavier on Scheffler and Cantley and a little lighter on Schauffele and still position yourself to make money no matter how. Like you can change your amounts to who you prefer out of the three of those and still have a situation where you make money with all three of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely no. And you love being in those situations as a gambler. You love being in those situations. That's a catch-22 for yourself. You're going to win money either way. It's awesome. Now, no, you know why I like betting on golf and NASCAR all the time?
Because the odds are so inflated?
The odds are not only so inflated, but it is proven that literally any given time when someone touches the links or touches the track, anyone can win. And that's why without the strokes, I'm taking a couple long shots here. All right? My outrights, I always take long shots. It's more, that's the only way I can do it, honestly. It keeps me interested. First outright without the strokes, Justin Thomas at plus 1,200. He has been someone who has been kind of teeter-tottering. He has not had his best season. I'm the first to admit it. But it does seem like one of those big lights, big stages, big star type of a moment. And that's why my other pick for without the strokes outright is Jordan Spieth at plus 2,200. Yes, brother, I'm telling you. I know what you're going to say. He hasn't been that good, blah, blah, blah. He's been good enough. And he just needs to be better one time than he was last time. And so give me Spieth without the strokes. And then we get into the outrights. What? What you got to say about Spieth? What do you got to say about Spieth? Go ahead. Start with Spieth slander.
You said he's been good enough. And yeah, AJ, he's been good enough. Good enough for what? Good enough for top 20 and top 10 finishes? Yeah, he's been a solid golfer, but how often is he finishing top 10 or top 5, top 3, or even winning? No, he doesn't do that. His game is not where it was when he first came into the PGA. He's still a very good golfer, but he's not going to win against the strength of the field that there is here with the playoffs on the line.
Yeah, timeout though, bro. I mean, Phil Mickelson, you're going to tell me he was playing this way in 2021? You're going to tell me he was playing his best golf in 2021 when he won? No.
He didn't win the FedEx Cup.
Did he not? Oh,
He
he might
won.
have just yeah.
He won an event. It was a major event, but it still was an event.
Whatever. Anyway, give me Spieth without the strokes at plus 2,200, and now with the strokes, we're gonna get a little bit.
Oh, my mistake.
Yeah,
I thought you were
without.
talking. I thought you were talking with the strokes.
No,
Okay.
without the strokes. I'm not a fucking idiot, but
I still don't love it, but
you
I
understand
can't
it now.
I can't shit on it as much because yes, anybody can win. I thought you were taking Spieth with the strokes, and I was going to call you fucking crazy, like a
Well, just to
lunatic.
cover my ass, actually, if we're going to talk about with the strokes, I do have Spieth on my card at plus 5,500 just in case he does have an absolutely unbelievable weekend. And then I got Sung J M at plus 2,500 to also just have a weekend. And my last bet, the one I am feeling least confident about, but it is probably going to hit, Morikawa plus 8,000. Lock it up. I'm counting my money already.
After how he fell apart on Sunday last week.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because, no, if there's anything I know about these top tier athletes, they don't forget that shit. They do not forget that shit. That's going to be in the back of his head. He does not want to perform that way. Morikawa has the potential to honestly have a fucking weekend, bro. Honest to God.
I just have to say this is if you're betting on the lines with the strokes, this is the one golf event of the season. Treat it like horse racing.
Yeah.
Bet the fucking favorites because you know what? They're the favorites for a reason. You got Scheffler starting with a 10-stroke lead on the guys at the bottom. The guys outside of the top 10, he's got a 6+ stroke lead on all of them. And you're telling me Scotty Scheffler is not going to outperform as good of golfers as they are? Like, you're telling me Scheffler's not, like, they're going to be 6 strokes better than Scheffler over 4 days?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe they do that. But, if they do that, are they also going to be 4+ strokes better than Cantley? Are they also going to be, 3+ strokes better than Schauffele?
Let me stop you there, Noah. If I didn't think they would be better than that, they wouldn't be in my card for outright. If I didn't think they could play better than all of them, they would not be on my card. So I'll stop you right there. They absolutely have the potential to play better than all of those guys. I'm not worried. I understand the strokes and everything, Noah. I do. But I'm not going to let these prices go with these good of golfers because anything can happen this weekend. Bro, let's go back to St. Jude's 2 weeks ago when half of the top 5 didn't even make the cut. What are we even talking about here, bro? There's potential all around here for major upsets. At the St. Jude, we did not have anyone in the top 5 that was there. That's why when Zalatoris won, he jumped all the way up to number 1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying if you're betting without the strokes, yeah, I can't really shit on any bet you take if you're betting without the strokes. If you're betting with the strokes, there's like, in my opinion, 3 guys, but I could understand somebody arguing there's like 5 or 6 guys who have a chance at winning this. So like the person hoisting the cup, like nobody's coming from 10 strokes back to fucking win the FedEx Cup. Like nobody's going to outplay Scheffler by 10 strokes. And even if Scheffler blows up or has to withdraw for some reason, they're not also outplaying Cantley by 8 strokes. They're not also outplaying Schauffele by 6 strokes. And that would even put it to a playoff. They got to outplay Scheffler by 11 strokes if they're coming from the bottom, or Cantley by 9, or Schauffele by 7. Like, there's just too much going on that if you're betting with the strokes, there's only 3 to 5 guys who potentially could even win this. If you're taking a bet without the strokes, by all means, go for it, because anybody, any given week on a PGA, especially the now being at the final 30 or 29, I guess, without Zalatoris, yes, any of these guys could have the best 4-round score of the week. Will it be 8 or 10 strokes better than somebody who's ahead of them? Probably fucking not. So if there's 2 very different strategies to betting this, whether you're betting with or without the strokes.
Absolutely. I just want to let you know, Noah, I'm going to clip this for Sunday when we do our recap, and I'm gonna slam the shit at it. Like I'm gonna destroy you. But anyway, with that being,
when my straight up 3-way bet makes profit
No, when you
when
call
betting
me,
3 winners?
when you call me Saturday night after a few brews and you're like, AJ, we gotta take fucking Spieth at plus 700, and I'm like, no, you could have had him at 550, excuse me, 5,500. But okay, bro, we can take that too. That's solid. But anyway, Noah, do you have anything?
I'm gonna clip this and make you eat that.
You're not going to though, because you're the one that's gonna eat it, bro. You don't know what you're talking about when it comes to this shit. But respectfully, Noah, with that being said, do you have anything else to say to the DGens out there regarding the PGA Tour Championship and the last chance you get to bet on the PGA for a while?
Yeah, respectfully, do yourself a favor and find some combination of Scheffler, Cantley, Schauffele. One of the three of them is winning. I fucking put my seal of approval on it, unless Rory does some jackass shit and like makes me lose a bunch of money. But
And I say, have fun.
But Rory's not going to do that because you know what he loves doing? Playing
Joking.
really good golf. You know what he hates doing?
What?
Winning.
He's kind of like
He
Chris
loves
Paul in that matter.
He loves his second, third, fourth, fifth place finishes. He loves top five, hates winning. So
Hey, it happens. With that being said, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe down below to the channel. Help us grow this channel. And if you want to support the channel, hit the link tree down below. That takes you to all of our social media, our store, everything that you need to be a part of the degenerate community. We'll be back around Sunday-ish, maybe Monday, depending on travel, for the recap of the FedEx Cup and the PGA Tour Championship this weekend. And, of course, we'll be back with all of your favorite DGen content as we do have the Live Tour next weekend. So, of course, that is going to be a firestorm. And college football starts soon. Football starts soon. You're going to be missing out on so much shit if you do not like, share, and subscribe to the channel right now.
AJ, what are we, 8 days, 9 days away from college football?
From college football.
8 days.
8 fucking days away.
Oh, my God. It's a beautiful
days.
thing.
It's a beautiful thing. With that being said, though, I've been the Perfect One AJ. That's been the Money Train Noah. And we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.